Hey, what's up? It's Cody.
And it's Satori.
And welcome back to another video. Today we are actually in Mystic again. The last time we brought you here was almost a year ago, believe it or not.
I think it was like our first actual video.
It was our first video. We brought you to Mystic Village. So now we are in a different part of Mystic. We're in like the real Mystic now.
We are. We're in downtown Mystic, right near the drawbridge. If anybody knows that area, it's iconic, full of lots of shops and restaurants. It's very busy, so we had to kind of walk down this little alleyway right here so you could actually hear us. It's so chaotic, especially it's the weekend, it's summer, it's crowded. So we're gonna do our best to show you everything we can, but we got some fun things planned for this evening.
Yeah, tonight we are actually doing a ghost tour, and you're probably wondering, why is Satori and Cody doing a ghost tour? Well, we have a good reason.
So we've noticed that as of recently, a lot of the more small business ghost tours have been dealing with the market becoming very saturated. There's a lot of big companies, there's a lot of big ghost tours opening up all around the country. So we really wanted to take this opportunity to look at some of the local, more small business ghost tours that have been built by people that have done all this research, all this work, built it from the ground up. So there's this really awesome ghost tour that's in Mystic area and actually expands a little bit further out around Rhode Island. So we wanted to come see the ghost tour for ourselves and give you guys a bit of a review, what we think about the ghost tour. Now we can't film the actual ghost tour because what would be the reason of you coming on the tour if we filmed the whole thing? So we're just gonna give you a little teaser, show you a little bit about how it goes, do a little interview with the owner of this ghost tour. So be prepared for that, and we'll let you know what we think.
All right, but for right now, we're going to go check out Mystic a little bit. We're going to go eat first. So we're going to eat at probably one of the more famous places here in Mystic.
We did film this place already, but it is my favorite place. So if you're in the mood for pizza, come along.
All right, we made it inside Mystic Pizza, and we actually got a really good seat. We're on this cool balcony here overlooking Main Street. I think it's West Main Street. And we got our first order in, and it just was delivered. What do you think it is? Guess now in the comments.
A few moments later.
Fried pickles. It's our favorite. We love that. Satori's gonna eat them all. Hey, bring them back.
I just imagine the workers watching me shove fried pickles in my purse. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I can't believe this place is packed and we still got a seat right here overlooking. Like, this is the best seat I've ever gotten.
Yeah, this is awesome.
That's amazing. Look at the Main Street.
Really cool.
Wow.
All right, let's eat these things.
Okay.
Hey, give me that. Over there. We already started eating, as you can see, and it's really, really good. So if you ever come to Mystic, make sure you stop by Mystic Pizza, especially if you're into those cult classic movies, and check them out, because it's really good. It's pizza like I've never had anywhere else before. It's really doughy pizza if you like that kind of stuff. But the fried pickles are the best fried pickles we've ever had. How do you like, Tor? Good? And they're playing Elvis music right now. This place is even better. All right, Tor, we tried.
I'm ready to take a nap.
Take a nap? The night's only beginning.
Okay, that's okay, but I need to take a nap before the night begins.
Well, we can't do that. We have to go look at all the stores now, and then we're going to go on the ghost tour.
We couldn't have done the stores before you fed me all this food?
No! All right, we just finished eating, and now we're going to check out some of the stores on West Main Street over here and see what they have going on in them before the ghost tour.
We look like tourists, but we're actually from here, but we like to look like tourists in the summertime, so we kind of fit in.
Yeah, we're blending in. All right, so now we're walking down towards the drawbridge. Drawbridge is right in front of us, and there's a bunch of little clothing stores and tourist stores. Get an ice cream shop. So a lot of fun things. Everything you'd expect in a tourist destination. Here's the famous drawbridge in Mystic here. This is one of those bridges that lifts up in the air. See the counterweights up there? Pretty cool. Hopefully it does it while we're around here. It did it while we were eating pizza. But maybe it'll do it again.
Oh, I hate this.
What?
I don't like how we stepped on it and it moved.
It's a drawbridge. All bridges move.
I've never walked on a drawbridge before.
All of them move. Wow.
I just drive over it.
Look at the big wheel. That's pretty cool. Christmas time they do a like a boat parade where all the boats come down the river here, and they're all decorated in different Christmas lights and stuff, and it's actually really cool to watch. You can sit over there in the park and watch all the Christmas boats. Maybe we'll do that sometime. That's pretty neat. Artist is touching up the Greetings from Mystic sign. That's really cool. I am not talented like that. Satori is. I'm not. Wow, that's beautiful. And that's who was painting. Sophie. If you want to check out her work, go to her website. Wow, look at this. There's a tiki boat. Oh my god, it's somebody got married. Look at this. I'm going to zoom in. That is so cool. That's neat. Tori, you going to do a bachelorette tiki boat? No?
I go to the tap.
And there's another angle of the drawbridge here in Mystic. I was hoping it would go up, but hasn't yet. It was like a little dinghy. It's not going to go up for that. Only the boats that won't fit under the bridge. It's actually pretty neat to watch. You're taking a picture of me, and I'm taking a picture of you.
Well, you're taking a video of me.
So we just stopped at Kenzie's Fudge and Chocolate Shop. The sign's right above Satori's head there. And we each got something to try. I got a caramel covered sea salt stick.
And I saw a toasted coconut truffle, and I've never tried a truffle, so we're gonna see what it's like.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh my god. This tastes like a Twix. Doesn't it?
Well, mine tastes like toasted coconut.
Oh yeah, you got something different. You want to try mine?
This is really good though.
Alright. Gotta check out Kenzie's Fudge and Chocolate Shop. Really good. Alright, we rushed over here because I heard the alarms dinging. That means the bridge is going to open up here in a second. So let's see what happens here. Ooh!
Did you have to do that?
Startled me. There it goes. Wow, look at that. Now there's a big boat. Look at this, like a ferry. I'm gonna wave to some of the people. Oh, they're waving back. There they are. That's pretty cool. Wow, that's a nice shot. Looks like they used to be like a steamboat at one point. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was gonna push you in, but you were...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Here it comes, coming down now. Thing is big. Jeez. And here we go. Pretty neat. All these people watching the bridge. It's one of the #1 tourist attractions here in Mystic. The bridge. Now going back over. Look at those big counterweights up there. Solid concrete. Yeah, it's just a nice place to walk around and just take in the sights. Especially if you haven't been here before. A lot of cool things. This restaurant's also really good. The Mariner. We've eaten here a few times. If you like seafood and want to get a lobster roll, that's a great place to do it. Alright, so now we're heading over to the meeting spot for the Seaside Shadows ghost tour.
Yep.
Unfortunately, a lot of the stores here in Mystic were closed because obviously we're here later in the day and a lot of them shut down around 7, 8 o'clock. But we're going to have fun at this ghost tour, and while we're doing the ghost tour, we're going to show you an interview we did with Courtney, the owner of Seaside Shadows, a few days ago. She's been a friend of ours for a while now. I've known her for, geez, about 10 years, and it's been a while since I've seen her, but we met up with her at a haunted location here in Mystic and asked her a few questions. So you guys can watch that. We're going to do the ghost tour, and then we'll catch up with you afterwards.
joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Just for the camera, just for reference for everyone, can you tell us your name and what company you run?
Sure. My name's Courtney McInvale, and I run Seaside Shadows Haunted History Tours.
That's awesome. Thank you. So we have a couple questions about the tour because we're going to be taking one of your tours, and we're so excited.
Yes, we can't wait to have you.
But before we begin, can you tell us a little bit about the location we're at right now where we're interviewing you?
Absolutely. So we are at the Captain Daniel Packer Inn, which you'll get a little more information on the tour about for sure. But this is one of my favorite haunts in downtown Mystic, Connecticut. So we're here on Water Street. The Daniel Packer Inn is a colonial inn that changed into a restaurant in the 1970s. But for over 200 years prior to that, a sea captain and all his descendants had resided here. They created the first rope ferry in existence that would connect this inn across the Mystic River. And they had Revolutionary War heroes that would visit here. And it's just sort of a hub too for people who were close to the Packer shipbuilding yard. It's become famous over the years because it's been haunted as far back as people were sort of documenting it, the last descendants who lived here. And when the current owners came in to save the building from actually being torn down, they started reporting that spirits were here during the reconstruction and restoration of the building.
Oh, wow.
And ever since, they've experienced the spirits of some of the old sea captains and also a niece in the family who passed in the room we're sitting in. She was just 7 years old and she had scarlet fever. And she's sort of become known, however, as this really rambunctious spirit. She's funny, she smiles, she laughs. She's known as the giggling ghost of Mystic. And she's always waving to people in these windows and seating people at the tables. And people see her so vividly, they think she's alive. So
wow, that's all. Well, at least the activity is positive. That's really
very
good.
positive. We actually love to say hello to her, and actually Allie, who runs this place, says that when they close up here at night, they say good night, Captain, and good night, Ada, who's the little girl, because they know she's always watching, and so is he, and that this is their home.
Well, I'm very thankful that we could do the interview here today. It's
the light
beautiful.
just flickered by you when we talked about her, so I love that.
Well, hello. Thank you for having us. I hope it's okay that we're here. So can you tell me a little bit about Seaside Shadows? What inspired you to start this company?
Sure. So I started this company 12 years ago for two main reasons. History and mystery, I call it. So I was raised by a history major. I studied history in college. I fell in love with history and the idea of trying to make sure that people from the past were remembered and their stories carried on. And legends and folklore is a great way to carry that on through oral tradition and make sure that people are remembered. But I also grew up in a house that had a lot of haunting activity. And I grew up in Connecticut, not far from here. And when I was 15 years old, the haunting activity had gotten so profound that my mom, an Irish Catholic, was so nervous that she called Ed and Lorraine Warren to come to the house. And that was before the movies, before they were famous, right? And they just helped out families. And so them coming to the house and investigating it and having their feedback of this is a portal to the other side was something that always stuck with me as, you know, a teenager in a small town. I was low-key embarrassed at the time, but also it was cool. And so that combination of what's out there, what's next, what are these entities doing, and history sort of came together in a beautiful way because I felt like I learned that spirits, for the most part, are people like us.
They are.
Just coming back to share a story or make sure they're remembered or teach us something, or that way of just letting us know that they're still here. And the tours allowed me to share that with everyone, to deliver these stories and ensure them for the next generation.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you think of spirits the same way we do, because I hate to say it, but nowadays it's kind of like the paranormal field has become so fear-based.
Yes.
Just so focused on the scary and the, you know, exhilaration of being scared, and you're looking at it more like, here's their stories, we keep them alive and telling these stories, and they're people.
And I tell folks too, if you're nervous, it's okay. Sometimes it's a little nervous the first time you get an experience with someone who's not in their physical vessel anymore. Because we're not used to that. We can't understand that, you know, in our current state of being a human. But it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. We're just nervous because we don't understand it. But once we understand it, it just becomes so much more of a warm feeling. And when you investigate, I tell people you catch more flies with honey. Talk to them, introduce yourself to them, learn from them, and you'll start to get maybe a response on your spirit box, a light up on your EMF. You might just get that feeling like someone's near you, and it all comes just from being good to them. They'll be good to you.
Yeah, exactly. Can I ask, on the topic of living people in the area, has the locals in the towns that you've had these ghost tours in, have they been really accepting of what you do?
Yeah, at first they were nervous, especially when we started. Ghost tours weren't sort of popular in New England like they were in some of the more like vacation-y areas of the country, because New England wasn't always known for having a bunch of tourists. But now people are coming to tour and see our history. We're one of the oldest parts of America.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they come. So when I first went around and I was knocking door to door and going to historic societies, it was about 50-50. 50% people were like, absolutely, we have ghosts. Let me tell you my stories. Other people were like, ghosts? No ghosts. You know, and then after we started telling stories and they saw what we were doing in the community, then they would start to come forward and say, actually, I do have a story. But they just wanted to make sure it was told in a way that was good for the community and the spirits. People here, I think, are just protective of their ancestors.
Understandably. Has running this tour business presented a lot of challenges to you along the way?
Oh yeah, but we learn from them as we go. You know, there are always challenges of how long should the tour be? How much of it should be history? How much of it should be spooky? How far should we walk? And finding that balance of what a customer is looking to experience. Do they want to have a little bit of a ghost hunting gadget with them? Would they prefer just to hear the stories from, you know, our historians and our guides and storytellers? So we sort of would find those balances, and we would take feedback when people would say, hey, Courtney, we loved hearing that, but maybe don't talk for 2.5 hours, you know, because we had to stand that whole time. So we would have learning curves like that. We would also have learning curves of dispelling myths about what we are. A lot of folks thought dark tourism, I don't want people telling nefarious, dark things about my ancestors. And so we would have meetings in the community with, you know, cemetery boards and historical societies explaining who we are and what we do and the value that we have, and sort of building that rapport and reputation to show them. And once we had that, things sort of, you know, were easier. But I'm always learning as a business owner, how do people know about us? How can we tell them that there's something for everyone, whether you believe in the paranormal or not? You have something you can enjoy on this tour. How do I explain why you might want the graveyard instead of downtown, or downtown instead of the graveyard, depending on your personal interests? And so we've been evolving that, but one of the best things we've done that has helped us is we've developed partnerships with so many places here in Mystic, like the Daniel Packer Inn, where people can book a private dinner with a spooky themed menu and then come on the tour. We started creating pub crawls, so if you were in a bit more of a party mood, we would highlight our spookiest stories and you could go get a drink at some of the local pubs that have been here a while. So we just kept evolving creative ideas and ways to deliver the information.
But you're not just covering the spooky stories and the paranormal legends. You're doing all this research, all this history.
Yes.
And do you do it all yourself? Did you do this all on your own?
So when it started, it was literally just me going door to door, going to historical societies, poring over old newspapers, old books, finding the accounts that people wrote years ago of legends and lore. But my big goal when I started out was, can I find that the current paranormal activity that people are reporting actually is commensurate with history?
Yeah.
And that was really hard. And I did that all on my own. And, you know, I started researching, hey, look at all these fires that popped up in Mystic. I remember I was sitting in the Mystic River Historical Society reading about fire after fire after fire, and they were profoundly big. And then I had been reading about the founding of Mystic and how there was this terrible event called the Mystic Massacre, where the Pequot tribe was more or less slaughtered by the British who had just arrived on these shores and were scared of them. And it was, you know, a land sort of battle. And then all those people died, but how they died was by fire. They were burned. And I thought, is it coincidence that this happened and then Mystic has had all these terrible fires over the years? So I started thinking, the more that I can match the history with that mystery of why is this happening, the more meaningful it is, and the more that we can show that there is something more. So that's how I created it. I did that by myself. Each story that we got, I was like, what's the real historic event? What's the real thing behind this building? Why would that lady appear in the window? Why would this little girl appear running around on the staircase? And I think that makes it great, because if the history matches with the ghost, that makes it more true. That made it true for me.
Yeah, how many locations do you include on this tour?
So on our Downtown Mystic tour, we typically try to do 7 to 8 on a regular tour.
Okay.
We usually operate about an hour and 40 minutes in length.
That's
we
good.
obviously can't get to all of them. Same on a graveyard tour, we try to do about 6 or 7 family plots, and I don't want the spirits to feel left out, so I tell people go visit them, say hi to them. Just because I don't know their story doesn't mean they're not here, and definitely take them in. But we try to highlight what we can, and then I do have books too, so I tell folks if you're really looking for a deeper dive or places that you can't get to on foot, be sure to read the books and find out more. But we're just trying to research the area more in the surrounding region so we can make sure that we get as many stories told and people getting to visit them as possible.
How many people do you get on these tours? Would you estimate?
So it depends. Mystic is very seasonal because it's New England. So the weather dictates a lot for us. And as Mark Twain said, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute, right? But most of our people do come in the summer. Mystic's a coastal community.
It is.
And so in recent years, it's really been built up for people to come to. And so we get a lot of summer traffic. Nothing will beat fall traffic in New England. It's our time to shine, I tell people. So October, we're really busy as well.
I bet.
So in the summer, we'll have anywhere from 10 to 40 people on a tour. But in October, we might have a couple hundred people book. And then I'll take the whole team out and we'll split them up into small groups. And we're kind of ships passing in the night and go on the tour route at different times. So that way, everybody still gets an intimate experience. But we don't want to turn you away. If you want to come see ghosts, we want you to have them. So we'll have more tour opportunities and times. And that's how we structure it. And then there might be slow seasons where we have 4 people or 5 people, and that's kind of nice. Or we do private tours where people say, I just want it to be me and my family. And we'll do that too. Or we'll have Boy Scout groups or field trips, and they want to maybe target a certain part of history. So we try to match whatever group and group size they are, as best as we can. So some months we might have a few dozen people. Other months we might have hundreds, and it just depends where we fall in the wheel of the year.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about it. Like, you probably mainly just get, summer and fall.
We do. We tried to create something for our shoulder seasons, which was really, really fun for me to make. So we started off with Ghost of Christmas Past tours that we started running on weekends in December. And we did, the history of the holiday season, starting with solstice, going through sort of the Charles Dickens, that Dickensian Christmas. And we went through time, and we go to the buildings in Mystic that fit those times or the locations that fit those centuries and tell some of the original ghost stories of Christmas and sort of blend them with the real history of what was going on here. And that is so much fun. And it sort of opened up this new tradition of, hey, did you know ghost stories were originally told at Christmas time? And then, then we would get in the deep winter. And by February, we realized people had cabin fever and were ready to go out. So we created the My Bloody Valentine tours. And it's so much fun. In the local sweet shop, she's been making her own chocolates here for like 30-something years. She makes these little black heart chocolates that she gives out to all our guests that come around Valentine's.
You're going to kill me. I'm going to go to all of these.
It's so great. And then we tell story again. How did that start with this Roman tradition of Lupercalia to, Cupid's weird past? And we blend that with tales and Mystic through the years and locations. And it's so much fun. But that helped us sort of say, hey, ghosts don't have a season. They're here all the time. But finding those holiday themes made it a little interesting and gave me new information to research too.
That is so awesome. We're all about small businesses, so I hope that all of these different, tours and experiences are successful for you. I really do. I just hope it keeps getting bigger and advances on in any way it can.
Thank you so much.
We're cutting into the interview real quick. We are on the ghost tour currently right now, and we've already stopped at one location and heard some really cool stories.
Yep.
And we've already laughed a lot. We've been kind of spooked a little bit. So already we're off to a great start.
I like the way this tour is running because the tour guide is very, they're really good with their storytelling. They're really good at getting you the factual information and telling you the claims. And she's so funny. She keeps you, listening. She keeps you engaged.
Yeah, our tour guide's name is Kim, and we'll introduce you to her after. But for now, we're going to go to our next stop.
Is there one thing about these ghost tours in this company that has been the most rewarding to you? I know that's kind of a general statement, but has there been something that's been like so rewarding to you from this experience?
Yeah, I think for me, people, when they come back to me and say that they remember something that I taught them that they would have never remembered in history class, is like the most meaningful comment. When kids in field trips come up to me and they say, Miss, if history class was like this, I'd remember everything. I never thought of it like that. Or I didn't think there was someone who would look like me who lived hundreds of years ago. So watching those people leave and knowing that they're taking with them the idea that people from the past are not that different from the people in the present, and that we all have this shared human experience, is just the best thing in the world.
You're making education fun. They're not just sitting here looking in a book. You're making it more immersive.
We try to do fun things. We have little interactive things on the tour, but I always tell folks when I'm giving a tour, especially in the cemetery, I'm like, when you listen to these stories, I want you to see if you can find a little bit of you in these people and a little bit of them in you. And then at certain times of the year, like Beltane or Samhain, when we have like those old feast days, we'll bring roses and give them to the guests and say, bring it to the person that's like you felt in your heart the most, and you can bring that to their grave and let them know that they meant something and you're taking their story with you. And so those things are my favorite. Those are what, warm my heart and make me want to keep going.
That's awesome. Have a lot of people experienced activity while being on these tours?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. And I think what's become a really funny thing I've learned is I always tell people at the end of tours, and my guides do too, send us pictures. Like, did you get something curious? Did you get a face in the window? Did you get a shadow walking by? Did you get an orb? What is it? And I always tell folks, I'll tell you if it's, a light reflection. I'll tell you if it's a bug.
Yeah.
Some people don't recognize their own face in the dark. I've gotten accidental selfies. Yeah. I'll tell them, and it's really funny. But sometimes people send me these amazing things. And so we started creating this thing where at the end of the tours, we show people what we couldn't debunk with some of the best evidence. And now that's become one of people's favorite parts of the tour, is when at the end we say, look at these pictures that people captured, and like, this is what we remember, this is what we experienced. And that's the favorite part. And then we would start to see in reviews that came in, like, my favorite part was when I saw the ghost photos at the end. So we've gotten marvelous evidence. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know who it's going to come from. But that's what makes it so special. So I tell people, you don't know if it's going to be you. Check your camera tomorrow, see what's on there, and send it to me, and we'll talk about it. If we can debunk it, we will. If we can't, let's share it and see what people think. It's so much fun.
I like that. Is there anything you want to tell our viewers about your tour that we haven't covered already, or if they're looking for a tour, what you can say to them?
Sure. If you're looking to take a ghost tour, I highly recommend it no matter where you're visiting, because even if you are super into ghosts or not, or just super into history, there will be something. You'll learn about the town and you'll see it in a way, the town you're visiting, in a way that you never thought, right? You're typically going to restaurants or doing something, maybe fun. Maybe you're paddle boarding on the Mystic River. But when you take a ghost tour, you're sort of seeing it from a different perspective and imagining what it was like with a horse and carriage coming down the road. And when you look for a ghost tour, my advice is look for the people that are local, look for the people that wrote it, look for the people that from the bottom of their heart feel it, and make sure you're going with the folks that just, the town is in their bones. The ghost stories are things that mean something to them. They are probably saying hi to the ghosts in the cemetery like me, when I get there. Those are the people you want to go with. So read some reviews, see what you've got, but definitely go for the folks that are meant to be doing it.
And I'll say, if you're going to do a ghost tour, do this ghost tour, especially in New England. I've heard only positive things, so definitely do this tour. For our viewers, can you just tell them how to find your tour or go about getting tickets for the tour?
Sure. So if you want to come see us, you will want to visit SeasideShadows.com, and you'll see on there Mystic Connecticut and Westerly, Rhode Island, and you can click on which town you want to visit, and you'll see our full calendar, and you can pick which tour you'd like to go on, and then you'll get a nice little email that tells you exactly where to meet, and we will spook you then. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and
Of
talk with us
course.
and allowing us to go on one of these tours.
Oh, we can't wait. We're going to have so much fun, and you'll see all the local haunts.
All right. We'll give our opinion at the end of the video.
Yes, I can't wait.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we just finished the Seaside Shadows ghost tour, and it was awesome.
So good.
It was cool. And we're not just saying that because we're making a video. It was fun. We had a lot of laughs, believe it or not. You don't think about laughs and jokes on a ghost tour, but we were very entertained, and we were spooked out as well. I mean, there was some really creepy stories, some that I hadn't heard of before.
And we're not just saying this. I told Courtney, who owns the company, ahead of time. I was like, just telling you right now, at the end, we're going to give our complete honest review. We're going to be, if we have any
She
comments
encouraged
or
us to,
concerns, we're going to say it. Like, we're just telling, she's like, go for it. So I am not lying when I tell you that was an amazing ghost tour.
Yeah, and we got to talk to Kim, our tour guide, afterwards. Here's our quick interview with her.
My name is Kim Hentz, and I'm one of the storytellers at Seaside Shadows down in Mystic, Connecticut.
Awesome, Kim. Thank you for answering a couple questions for us this evening.
course.
I'm sure you're so tired after giving a tour. That was such a big tour.
It takes a lot of energy, but that's what makes it fun too. They give it back.
I can tell. Everybody loved the tour by the end of it. They had nothing but positive things to say. It was awesome.
Love that.
I loved the way you told the stories. It was great. My first question is, what brought you to do this?
Oh Lord. Literally, I happened to see the posting online and thought it was the coolest sounding thing ever. I love history. I love Revolutionary War history, and I love public speaking and performing. So my day job included a lot of that, so I thought it could be a nice fit for another side gig and stuff. And then I fell in love with the stories. I live here in town. It was so interesting to get to learn about all the different buildings that you visit that you know nothing about the history.
That is awesome. How long have you been doing these tours?
This will be my 3rd season.
Wow. It's like you've been doing it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. It was just so effortless the way you told the stories, and you made people laugh.
It's so
like
good.
Anything, like when the fire trucks were going by and you made it into a joke with the tour. Like, it was just so fun. So you're doing awesome. Just keep doing what you're doing. Can I ask what your favorite part about doing these tours is?
My favorite
It's kind of a broad question, I know.
It is. I like when people get excited about learning a little bit of history, because sometimes it's got to like spoonful of sugar it down for them kind of deal. A lot of people come for the spooky side of things, right? Some of the paranormal stories we talk about, but sometimes the real life history is just as important as that. So it's nice when you can incorporate that little bit in, and I love making people laugh and have a good time.
I could tell I was laughing, honestly, the whole
That's
time.
my goal.
Yeah, people were probably so annoyed with me in the background laughing at every little thing. So it was awesome. Is there anything you want to tell people, because we have viewers that have never done a ghost tour before?
Sure.
Is there anything you want to tell them about, whether it's this ghost tour or just ghost tours in general, if they're looking to do one?
Sure. I tell every one of my guests, whether you believe in ghosts, whether you're a skeptic, ghost tours are the best way to learn about a town you're visiting. There's always something for everyone there, whether you just want to hear about the history of a town, or if you truly believe in spirits and all the paranormal, then you're going to hear about those too. So what better way to incorporate it?
Thank you so much,
Of course,
Kim.
it was great having you guys on our tour.
Thank you. We're going to have to come bug you on more tours.
Please do.
Okay.
So it was fun. We had a great time, and if you're ever in the New England area, in Connecticut, specifically Mystic area, check out Seaside Shadows. Links are in the description. Check them out because they're awesome. We had a lot of fun.
Support small business. Support original businesses. Support work that has been done by people from the ground up. And that's all I will say about this.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel, and keep in touch. Leave a comment below, and we'll try to respond. We always like reading them, even if you hate us. We still will read it. So
Love you guys.
talk soon. Bye.